Meat bicycle!
Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Battleborn coverage. So today we're going to be continuing with our character overviews. We are on part 5 now. We've already looked at Caldarius, Oscar Mike, Thorn and Arendi. And today we're going to be looking at the first of our Last Light Consortium characters. She is called Phoebe, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at Phoebe then. So of course, as usual, I'm going to run through a little bit of bio and check out her abilities and then pick some skills from her skill tree, or Helix tree as it's called. So this is Phoebe. Like I've already said, she is a member of the faction, the Last Light Consortium. Now these guys are eccentric war profiteers. The Last Light Consortium manufactures robotic armies under the brand Minion Robotics and sell them to every other faction, ensuring perpetual conflict in the solar system. So yeah, these guys are pretty rich people. They basically, you know, produce these robots, sell them to people, and profit off of everyone really, and profit off the conflict. So they are a pretty big part of this war and how it's carried on. So yeah, a bit of bio about Phoebe then. She's an inventor, adventurer and heiress to one of the largest family fortunes within the Last Light Consortium. Phoebe Elizabeth Ordelia Hemsworth IV is quite a title actually, is not to be trifled with. Always ready for adventure, Phoebe rushed to the aid of the universe, accompanied by a multi-phasal saber, Adonexus, earning her the title the Mega Blade. Among her friends, Phoebe is lured by her fascination with Eldred magic. So yeah, it looks like she's fascinated by the old Eldred faction. So yeah, that is Phoebe anyway. So it looks like she's a bit of a melee character really, more sword than guns. So she carries that massive saber by the looks of it called Odonexus. So top right is her stats. Of course we've got power, health, range and speed with a total of 5 points available for each stat. Her power is 2 bars, so a bit more powerful than some of the others we've looked at so far, but still not really that powerful. Her health is completely maxed out, so she's very tanky. The range is 1 bar, which means she's not very good at long range at all, but that makes sense because of the Mega Blade kind of title she's earned. She's very close quarters by the looks of it, and it's all about that sword, or saber as they call it. And she's not too quick, but not too bad really, 3 bars in the old speed. So her stats aren't, you know, massive compared to some of the others we've seen so far, but her health is of course pretty good. So survivability, she's a good character for that. So let's take a look at her abilities then. 5 virtues. So Phoebe's primary attack chains multiple melee range saber strikes, while her secondary attack launches her in a direction, dodging incoming attacks. So pretty interesting really. A melee range saber attack, so you can chain them for a lot of attack damage, and then of course if anyone comes to attack you, you can dodge out of the way. So technocracy. Phoebe's high-tech formal wear and telekinetic sabers can be augmented to substantially increase her survivability and lethality. Wow, high-tech formal wear. So that dress she's wearing is not just for show, it looks like it actually does something. And sabers can be augmented to substantially increase her survivability and lethality. Let's try that again. Lethality. Phase Gate. After a brief charging period, teleports Phoebe to a target location, dealing 139 to 187 damage to nearby enemies. That's quite interesting, really. So you have to charge this attack up, but it will teleport her to wherever you want, and deal damage as well. So a bit of teleporting there. That's a new one for this game. Blade Rush. Phoebe launches a barrage of 4 charged rapiers, each dealing 52 to 70 damage. Pretty good really. So not only can you sit there meleeing people, you can actually launch things at them as well. That's pretty handy. Blade Cascade conjures a storm of falling rapiers, dealing 505 to 730 damage over time to a large area. Again, that seems pretty interesting really. So basically you're in the battlefield, there's loads of enemies around and kind of overpowering you a little bit. You activate Blade Cascade and a storm of falling rapiers will come down and damage a large area, so that's pretty handy really. And then finally, True Strike. Phoebe swipes at enemies and activates her high-tech formal wear, propel herself any direction. So that's pretty interesting really. So you can sit there attacking people and activate her formal wear to propel yourself in any direction you want. Pretty interesting character so far then. Pretty melee based by the sounds of it, but we'll have a look at her Helix Tree now and pick which side we would go for. So we've got Aggressive Advance, which is exiting phase gate. Hang on, let me go up so I can see what these things are. Let's go to about there. Exiting phase gate, which is the teleporting. Increase movement speed for a short time. 30% movement speed for 4 seconds. Or enemies hit by Blade Rush, which is the barrage of 4 rapiers. Enemies hit by a Blade Rush will be stunned by the last strike of Phoebe's primary melee combo. 2 second stun. So you can either have increased movement speed after coming out of phase gate, or you can stun the enemy by using Blade Rush. So that's quite a hard one to pick, because to be honest with you, neither one of them benefits you a massive amount. Well, not to me anyway. But yeah, I'd probably say I'd probably pick the movement speed, to be honest. It's always handy to have a better movement speed, but that is quite a hard one really. Okay, that's tier 2. Let's hope tier 2s are better. Gatecrasher. Phase gate creates an electric storm at Phoebe's destination, damaging nearby enemies. So you could teleport. Not only do the base teleporting damage of 139 to 187, but you also get the electric storm damage as well. So that's 160 damage on top of the maximum 187. You know, that's well into the 300s. That seems like a pretty good one actually. Phase gate creates a field at Phoebe's target destination that slows nearby enemies, so 6 second slow duration. So either way, in phase gate you're going to be doing something, so you can either have the electric storm with the 1 plus 160 damage, or you can slow the enemies down so you can kill them yourself. I'd probably go for the electric storm one myself. Gatecrasher, get a bit of status effects going on them. Shield stabilizers increases maximum shield strength, so plus 195 shields. That's a pretty handy skill to have with any game really, more shield. Or Phoebe's primary melee attacks deal increased damage, so you either get 18% weapon damage or a bigger shield. I would probably go for the bigger shield myself. Then again, well no, I suppose health is absolutely maxed out, so a bigger shield would just make her absolutely tanky as hell, but her power isn't amazing, so you might want that weapon damage really. I'd still probably go for the shield one though. So, unintended innovation. Blade Rush blades explode on contact. So Blade Rush is the barrage of 4 rapiers, so you can either have Blade Rush explode on contact, damaging nearby enemies. That's a 12% bonus damage. Or Rapio Pio. Rapio Pio. When Blade Rush hits an enemy, the skill's cooldown is reduced. Increased effect on enemy Battleborn. Battleborn 1.5 seconds per hit. Minions 1 seconds per hit. Okay, so that's that's too much to work out at this time of morning for me. But yeah, basically you've got the cooldown or the explosive on contract. I'd probably go for Rapio Pio, just because one, it sounds cool, and looks like it does a little bit more to the cooldown as well, which is quite handy. You want cooldown quite good on special abilities. Next is Passata Sotto. Landing a hit with True Strike, which is the swipe at the enemies and the propelling. Landing a hit with True Strike increases Phoebe's defense for a short time. 30% damage reduction for 3 seconds. Or reprise Phoebe's attack a second time after landing a hit with True Strike. I'd definitely go for that. It's always better to for me to have a second time at a skill, so that gives you 2 chances at the True Strike. So that'll be mine. Phase Gate V2 reduces Phase Gate's cooldown time. Phase Gate is the teleporting one, so minus 20 cooldown reduction. Or Disruptor Blades, a portion of Blade Rush's damage bypasses enemy shields. Well, that's quite high actually, plus 60% shield penetration. I'd still probably go for the cooldown on the Phase Gate. That looks like quite an interesting skill actually, so to actually teleport somewhere would be pretty handy, so I'd go for that. Reduce cooldown on Phase Gate. What are we on now? Efficient Resonator increases shield recharge rate plus 105 shield per second, or Flurry, which is increases Phoebe's primary melee attack speed, plus 20% increased attack speed. Wow, so that's quite a good one. We've already got, I've already picked a shield increase. Now, would I want the recharge rate, or would I want faster attacking? I'd probably go for faster attacking, like I said, because we've already got the increase in shield health. We won't concentrate too much on shield because her health bar is quite good, so she's quite survivable. Her power isn't too good, so Flurry will help get that up a little bit. So we'll go for that one. Tier 8, Scientific Method, substantially increases phase gate casting range. Okay, phase gate is the teleporting one, so that means I can actually go further teleporting. Yeah, it means I can go further, or increases the effect of on all buffs imparted by phase gate. Oh, that's interesting then. I'd say tactically the casting range could be better, because if you're playing against a load of people and say like a big guy comes out of somewhere and there's a load of people in between you and the big guy, and you just want to go straight in and take him out, if you could cast yourself right to him, teleport right to him, surprise him, take him down quickly, that would be more handy than increasing the buffs, I'd say. I'd probably go for that one, Scientific Method, but it depends how far you can actually go normally and how far this increases it. But that's quite an interesting one, really, Scientific Method, so I'd probably end up going for that one just to actually see it. The Conduit adds a portion of Phoebe's current shield strength to Blade Rush as bonus damage. Blade Rush is the 4-charge rapiers. Current shield at plus 12% current shield as damage, or increases damage of Blade Rush rapiers to further they travel. Wow, that's quite interesting then. So if you actually stood quite far back, you have to be very accurate, which I am not. You get 30% damage increase. I'd probably go for the portion of Phoebe's current shield strength as bonus damage, actually. If you keep your shield up, you get more damage, is that? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably go for that. And then finally, Tier 10, Calamitous Cascade. Enemy struck by Blade Cascade. That's the that's the storm of rapiers. Yeah, the massive damage attack. Enemies struck by Blade Cascade suffer increased damage from all sources for a short time. That's 16% damage amplification. Or Sword Storm increases Blade Cascade area of effect. Moving through the area grants a temporary boost in movement speed. Ooh, yeah, I'd probably go for Sword Storm then, thinking about that. Increase the area of effect, so the more area covered with that. And you also get your movement speed while moving through that area. So while all the enemies are getting hit by the Blade Cascade, you can actually be quicker and probably take a few of them out that haven't died from it as well. So yeah, go for that one. Wow, there we go then. That is Phoebe of the Last Light Consortium then. So she's a pretty interesting character, really. I probably will end up playing with her at some point as well, but still a few characters I think could pique my interest a bit more than her. But for a melee character, she looks pretty good, and I do like the teleporting aspect of it. Actually, that's quite a real good handy place. I wonder if you could just do that on certain enemies, or whether you can actually use it when moving area to area. So you can actually jump a massive part of the map by just teleporting to it. Quite interesting to see that one anyway. So, as always, let me know in the comments what you think of Phoebe, and whether you would use her or not, and whether you agree with my choices in skills, or, you know, disagree, and why. And yeah, there you go. So join me for another episode soon. We will be going through all of these characters and taking a closer look at them as they come out. Still plenty more to review anyway that we know of now. And yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.